What's up, guys? So Millville was a lot of fun. Chase is on a different level. Hunter just has nothing for him. Justin Cooper needs to pick a better tire. And I have some thoughts on tires, as you guys know. Jason Anderson had a good day, but it was wild. And there's more flagger issues. Seriously, are we gonna fix this ever? Thank you for subscribing. We've just hit 30,000 on the subscriptions, and I really appreciate it. And yes, people are still getting unsubscribed. I'm still getting messages. So either a whole bunch of people are lying or that's happening. So double check if you are subscribed that you're still subscribed. So thanks, guys, and let's get into this.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
If you have not checked out the Coach Rob podcast with Toolman Dan, where they talk about vet racing and how to build your body and recover and some of the pitfalls of vet racers, I strongly recommend it over on the Coach Rob podcast or the Coach Rob YouTube channel. Check out Epic Garage Designs. Get your cabinets. Travis is doing a special. Travis is a bad dude. He's the owner over there. Motocross rider, enthusiast. 2 cabinets, 80 by 81 inches, $27.50 shipped to your door. Get those, thank me later. EpicGarageDesigns.com. So watching Chase Sexton out there with no jet in his head, no jet to push him to that next level, he looks so much better. You know, he couldn't do this when Jet was there. Jet took him to that level where he went out of his comfort zone and he couldn't lay back and just know he was going to eat him up at the end, because if he lets Jet get out there, he'll never catch him. It's a different race. Only reason Hunter Lawrence could beat Sexton earlier was because of Jet. Without that threat, Sexton can do whatever he wants, and he absolutely owns this field. This is his championship. Chase Sexton will win. I don't know if he's necessarily going to win out, but I wouldn't be surprised. Hunter Lawrence, man, I was disappointed in Hunter Lawrence. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he was sick or what. He faded in both motos. I don't know if he just pushed too hard early, if he just doesn't have the same pace, but he clearly has nothing for Chase Sexton. And if he does not win this championship, this is his only opportunity. Because after that, you're going to have Jet, Chase, pretty soon Hayden. You know, and let's not forget, Hunter Lawrence is older than Chase Sexton, and he's much older than his brother. And I don't see him getting that much better at this age. So if he can't win this season, I don't know that it's ever going to happen. I think he just might be one of those perennial podium guys, a Tim Ferry style. Yes, I know he has a 250 championship outdoors, and he's going to rack up a ton of podiums, but I don't think he's ever going to be a top guy. I don't think he's going to win a championship, a major 450 championship. And while that's still an incredibly successful career, that's got to sting a little bit, knowing you were this close and your brother might end up being the best ever. But yeah, that's got to sting a little bit, knowing that he's relegated to battling for podiums and not championships and wins. So I told you guys before, you know, if you watch my gambling show, I told you guys, Justin Cooper, I think he's going to get a hole shot. When I said that, I didn't know he was not going to run the scoop in the first moto. If I had that information, I never would have said that. But when he went to the scoop, nailed the whole shot. And I'm with Justin Cooper. I do not like these paddle tires. I think they're stupid. I think they're dangerous. I think they rip up the track. It causes riders to have to lay back because they're getting hit from so much roost. They dig ruts that look like they're just trenches. It's out of control. The starts are like a few mile an hour faster because they get so much grip. We want to slow things down and make it safer. Remove traction. And I've talked to the guys at Dunlop, and they said they could make a tire with a shorter knob that could grip almost as well and would make for almost as good a, like, it wouldn't change the racing. It would just make it to where guys weren't having to rip a tear off every 2 seconds. It would make it so guys weren't getting blasted with roost. And the track would hold up better, and it would slow it down a little bit. And I'm not saying get rid of knobby tires. What I'm saying is reduce the knobby height to like 3/4 of an inch or even 1 inch maybe. I don't know how tall those things are. They look like razor blades right now. But they've got to put some sort of and Dunlop said they could do this. If the factories agreed on this, they could do this with a rolling change of 1 to 2 years. They could have enough tires to support everybody in 1 to 2 years. And a lot of these tires, they get traction from the carcass, not necessarily the knobbies. The knobbies dig and throw, but they really get most of their traction and performance from the way the carcass flexes. That won't change. They'll actually get better at that because they can focus more on the carcass and less on the knob, because you'll only have a certain amount of knobby to work with. And during the broadcast, I love how they brought up Justin Cooper's contract escalation clause, to where if he gets a certain position or certain podium, whatever it is, he automatically renews with that star team. And they were kind of hinting at what it was, and they kind of like accepted that that wasn't it. I love that Jason Thomas jumped in there and essentially told us, I don't think he gave us all of it. He didn't tell us specifics, but he went as far as he could without getting fired. He told us it's podiums. It's a certain amount of podiums. Kudos to JT for that, having some balls. I love that guy out there covering it. Jason Thomas is turning into one hell of a broadcaster. So, man of the people, Aaron Plessinger, man, he looks good out there. That first moto rode his ass off. Almost got Hunter at the end for second. But he was sick last week. And while he might be feeling better, we all know how that is when you're sick. You just don't have, you take days off, you just don't feel 100%. Even though you're not sick, you just have less energy. And it caught up to him in that second moto. And he just ran out of gas. He had that little crash. And then after that, he just, he's like, you know what, I'll live to ride another day. He needs to make it through Washougal. And then he gets a week off. And after that, I'm excited to see what Plessinger can do in the final 3 rounds. And let's not forget, Ironman is his track. Plessinger hauls ass there, so he might finish the series with a win. Hey guys, if you want your Red Pill shirt or your strapped goggles, head over to ridestrap.com. This is a company that will not sue your local track. They are patriotic, and I appreciate if you support them. If you're shipping anything via semi-truck, you know what a pain in the ass it can be. Not with Precision Transport. This is a family-owned company that puts a huge emphasis on customer service, getting you proper tracking, delivering your product on time. So hit up pretransport.com if you're shipping anything. So Jason Anderson looked really good in Millville. First time he's had the fastest lap time since 2022, but it was not without an adventure. He's hauling ass, and he comes over a blind jump to see a bike laying there. Now there was a yellow flag out at the top where you've already committed to go down the hill, and it almost looked like that guy was forcing the riders, kind of pushing them out into the downed rider. It was bad. My point is, when is the AMA or MX Sports going to pony up and start putting warning lights? There's so many different options they could look at. They haven't tried any of them. They're still running ads asking for volunteers to come to their races to get free lunch and flag out there. If you look at, they just put out an ad about Loretta Lynn's. It's the same company using the same techniques to get flaggers. We're talking about the highest level. Now, Amateur Nationals, I'm not going to say I empathize with it. I understand. They're out there all day long, and it is a lot of motos, and it's hard to get people to do that job. But if I have my kid racing, and their lives are on the line, I want caution flaggers in blind sections to protect my kid. For these idiots to just have volunteers come in, give them a riders meeting briefing and expect them to be good flaggers is just not realistic. How much money do you parents pay to go to Loretta Lynn's? And they can't even bring in flaggers. It's disgusting. So this is disappointing to me. I really thought Dylan Ferrandis would be much better this year outdoors. I understand, privateer team, but he really liked that Honda. And that's why he signed with that team, because he wanted to ride the Honda. It's not as good. He's not doing as well. And I think his days as a podium threat or a guy who could win races, they're done. I want to give a shout out to Christian Craig. So this guy has been through the ringer with that elbow and his results. And for him to stay out there despite all the criticism and just keep battling and building and getting better and better. You can say what you want on whether he deserves that ride or not, or that his results aren't very good. But I will never question Christian Craig's heart and his desire to stay out there. For somebody to go through all that and keep building and getting better, will he get another ride? I don't know. But I just want to give credit where credit is due. This is badass. He did step up for the Designations team when he wasn't ready. He's got a lot of heart, and I think he's good for the sport. I don't know if he keeps a ride. He has potential. Anyway, I just wanted to let people know Christian Craig, that's a good story. Even though it's not like a getting on the podium or winning story, this is a personal triumph by him just to get back up there and battle. So good on Christian Craig. Now, I don't want to make every show about stuff that's going on in the world. I want to keep it mostly motocross. So if you don't like that stuff, turn it off now. I'm still pretty upset with what happened yesterday, and I don't know that people fully understand what could have happened. Had that bullet been inches in a different direction, we were having an entirely different conversation. We would have uproar in the streets had that bullet hit him. Luckily, on the grace of God, it nicked him. I feel horrible for the poor Trump supporter who was killed. That's awful. But if it had hit Trump, we would have seen the start of civil unrest. And these evil people who are controlling it, they want us divided. They want the right versus the left. And they are firing shots to initiate this. We can't take the bait. We have got to be better. We've got to look past the violence, because what they want to do, and this is my personal opinion, they want us to uproar and then say there's civil unrest all day today. They're going to call in the government. And then, they always talk about Trump not wanting to leave peacefully. Well, this was, in my mind, an active plan. They wanted to create enough civil unrest to enforce martial law and change everything. This is a desperate attempt by these same people. And I'm not talking about the left or the right. I'm talking about the evil people in the three-letter organizations who are trying to take over. And they're using the two parties to play each other against, because divided, we're easy to conquer. United, we're not. So let's not make this a left versus right thing. This is a good versus evil thing, and we need to stop them. And us fighting in the streets is not the way to do that. Anyway, guys, be safe out there. Be kind to your neighbors. And remember, our political views might be different, but in general, most of us in the United States, we really do actually want the same thing. We have different ideas on how to get there, but the majority of us, and they'll tell you, and they've got the media, and they've got all these things telling you that, everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that. No, most people in this world are good, genuinely good people, and I believe they're out there. And there's a small percentage who are creating a lot of problems. That's who we focus on, not our good neighbors who both have different ways to get there. We need to drop that, find some common ground, and work together. So thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.